Hey guys, this is Matt with Thrive Off Grid. So today I'm going to be running the Predator 212cc power generator on wood chips today, provided by the DFX S3 gasifier. Now, if you know, on the back here I added a filter. Now the Series 1 and Series 2 are a bit smaller, so they do run a bit hotter running these smaller generators. So they actually fare a little better running on wood chips. They're able to crack the tars a little better than the DFX S3. And that's because the S3 has a larger reaction zone, so it runs a bit cooler. So you may want to add some insurance. I would add this on any of them just to have that extra insurance. And this is really easy to make, to DIY yourself. We're not going to produce this because it'll just add unnecessary cost. This is very easy to produce. It's just a 10 gallon barrel drum. You could use a 16 gallon. You could even go to the larger 30 gallon drums if you wanted to. Whatever you can make work. To adapt it, you just need one of these a couple of these flanges. You just bolt them. You could bolt it to the top and bottom like I did here. This was actually from a previous experiment, so I just ran with it. But if I were to build this from scratch, I would actually go in from the side. You can just bolt one of these to the side, nothing real complicated. And then this is you're just going to fill this with sawdust, and you'll have plenty of sawdust from your fuel processing to fill that. Once you have this flange bolted on here, you're going to want to use some RTV to seal it, and then you could use a 1 1/4 hole saw will fit perfectly in here, and you don't even need the pilot, because you'll just use the flange to guide it. This one here is specifically for metal, but you don't need that. Whatever you can find at Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, whatever will work. We'll cut through this thin steel. All right, so now you may know I still have the ammo box, and this is so that you can check. So like if you're unsure if you've made tar or not, you pretty much want to get that generator running on gasoline immediately after a wood gas run. So shut it down, take the hose off, uncouple this and get this thing running on gasoline, and then you can check your filter and see if you made tar. And I ran the system 4 hours last night on those same chips, same batch of chips. And then I'm going to dig in here, and you can see I didn't change this out or anything. This is from last night, so this thing did a pretty good job. And there was some tar. It did produce tar. It did drain out of the fusion module. So this filter did its job. And then this, of course, this is a backup too. So the more filter, the merrier. All right, so this generator doesn't have electric start, so I got some rubbing alcohol here to help us get started. I have ran it out of gas. The valve is off. But before I get to running, I want to show you the kiln. This is the new version. And these will be provided with RTR gasifiers from now on. So you don't have to purchase this separately. It is part of the RTR package. Now, however, it doesn't come with any of the barrel drums. It just comes with your stand. It'll come with the legs, the grate that's inside. So when you first get a machine, you should be running on 100% charcoal. Get used to running the machine first before you would, learn to walk before you run. You know, when you're running chips, you're gonna be running. So, and then you know, you get this tool for shaking the grate. Slips in there like that, and then you can shake this down. That there is a batch of charcoal I made last night. You know, any pieces that are big, you could actually probably just run that right in the machine. I wouldn't be too concerned. As long as it's you know, you don't got a whole hopper full of this. That probably ain't gonna work. You want it broken up in the pieces about like that. Smaller pieces like this are fine, but you know, a full hopper of this isn't gonna work. So just to show you that. Oh, and something else I'm going to show you before we get going. Alright, so this saw, I'm going to do some load testing once I get this going. And as you can see, this is 120 volts AC at 15 amps. And then the shop back here to collect my sawdust is 8 amps. So we'll be running both of these. And I'll just check, you know, do a couple, cut through some boards. You know, this is gonna be pretty marginal. You know, 1500 watts is probably realistic with this generator. Continuous, you can get away with more because obviously I'll be way over 1500 watts with the two of these running together. But intermittent loads like this, you'll be able to get a little bit more. But like, say if you're battery charging, I wouldn't expect more than 1500 watts of battery charging. My charger runs between 800 and 1000 watts. So I just wanted to show you that before we get going. Alright, so this here is the DFX S3 2023 development machine. So this is my unit here, and I will be fully automating this to run as an AGS system. So this thing will run autonomously. Right now I'm just trying to figure out where to put the controls and how to put all that together before I even wire this thing up. So right now it is a manual machine. It's just got the display on there. I may end up moving that because of the heat issues. When you run direct wood gas or direct wood chips, after shutdown it can continue to produce gas, and that gas will escape out the nozzle here, and because of the nature of this this type of technology, that gas will escape and it can ignite and it can burn the front of the saw. Now there is a way to prevent that, and through automation I can detect if the engine is shut down, and I can open this valve because this will be automated. And what that'll do is that'll relieve that pressure and allow it to escape out here instead of out the front. So, but you know, if it can happen, it will. So I'll probably end up removing the controls and making something up here that's clean, that'll go here, that'll still be easy to touch. It's fairly cool back here, except for you know, the blower, but you're only gonna be running this for a few seconds. You're not, you know, the gasifier's function is to run an engine. It's not to run that flare and stare at it for hours. So it should never really get that hot if you're using the machine correctly. So, but I will keep the form factor of this new tank. I do like it a lot better than the more square version. And then also there's a couple other upgrades or evolution changes the clean out door versus the pipe fitting in the cap. This is much easier to clean out because it's more open. A little tar there to help seal it. Alright. And then the fusion networking ports are now pre-built into the unit where you don't have to add them. Like I was just showing you with that flange. The older models are set up with a bolt pattern to bolt the flange, and then you have to knock out the center. So now the new ones will come with this face mount pipe fitting already welded into the system, and we'll put the caps in there. So they're ready to rock if you wanted to add a module later. If you're unsure what this is, you'll have to go into our videos and look at some of the other ones where I show the networking capability of the machine. You could add 2 additional gasifier modules, and basically for every gasifier that you add, you're adding a completely whole new reactor and a full hopper load. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to build up. I mean, you do have to service the inside. You have to clean out clinkers. So you'll need to be able to reach down inside of here to check for clinkers. Right now I'm clean, so I'm not worried about it. And even if we add up, you know, we can only go so big. You're only going to be able to get so much more hopper capacity by going up. And then, you know, it adds some complexity, because then we got to figure out how to adapt that to a standard unit. So there's cost in that. And regardless, if I'm building a hopper this size or I'm building a whole nother gasifier, it's still going to cost the same. You're not going to save any money. I still got to build a lid system. I got to build an adapter system. There's some extra cost because in the water tank, and then in this, and of course the clean out door, the wheels. But you know, it's a lot more versatile because you can set this up to where the filter is a standalone. You can set the gasifier up so that you could have an actual centralized filter and still have an RTR. You can unplug the RTR and block off the port for that module, take that unit away, run something else, and you can still keep your modules functional to run your power generator. So it's, you know, there's a lot of versatility with that, so it's worth the extra cost. Now if you wanted to build something like that yourself, you know, that would be probably the best way to go. You're going to save a lot more cost. It wouldn't be that much more. You can figure out how to adapt a barrel like that or something to the top of the unit if you wanted to go that route. Alright, so let's get this thing filled up. Oh, another thing too, if you're running one of our systems, you know, our machines are charcoal units first and raw fuel second. So if you are running raw fuels, then you will want to get a good moisture meter like this, and you're going to want to make sure that you're not running wet fuel. So I mean, this stuff, it's probably, I don't know if you saw that or not, but it's not registering. It's pretty close to 0. I mean, this stuff is dry. I'm trying to find something with some moisture in it, but so this stuff is dry. Let's go over here to this. See if I can find a. Yeah, this has definitely got some water in it. So yeah, that would be a no-go. You don't want to run that in your machine. You will destroy your engine. That one's about 13. That's over. I would not go more than 10%. If you go with 10%, you're going to want to have charcoal mixed in there with it. You know, the less charcoal you mix in with your fuel, the lower your moisture content needs to be. So if you're going to go pure charcoal, you want to drive all the moisture out. Alright, so let's get a good view of this. Alright, so I'm hooked up. I am off grid. I'm running off my batteries through an inverter. So I have 120 volts to get this going. Make sure our flare cup valve is open. I got a little bit of an issue there. The ignition port is a little bit stuck, so I'm going to show you how to free that up if that ever happens to you. I'm going to be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Now this can happen. You know, you're heat cycling the machine, you know, this thing gets pretty hot. Wrap it with a hammer. Keep it still. These do have a hex head, so you can get a wrench on there, and if it is stuck pretty bad, you may want to hit it with some penetrating oil and then put some anti-seize on there. We're going to use a lot because when that anti-seize gets hot, it'll run down the front and it'll make it ugly, but it is just a gas starter. I mean, this thing isn't like a Ferrari or anything. You know, don't be afraid to get it dirty. You know, it is just a machine. I think there is a clinker there. Yeah, I want to show you this too. Another way to check for clinkers is to run a rod, and there is one right there. Probably just a small one. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll clean it out on the next one. I showed you. Oh yeah, I did show you the stuff. Though. ever loaded fuel in it. Oops. Oh, another thing. Whenever you run a machine, never look directly over this when you open the hopper, because the gases, when the air rushes in there, the gases can ignite, and you'll get a big fireball coming out the top. So keep your face away from the hopper opening until you actually see that. If it doesn't happen, be very, very cautious, because sometimes there's a bit of a delay. But yeah, I mean, you can run this completely out, refill it, and keep going if you want to, but yeah, keep that in mind. So I'm going to pull this over a couple times. Alright, so I got my rubbing alcohol. I should probably show you this. There we go. I think you guys can see that. This is why I don't like pull starts. That was less than graceful. But it is what it is. I'm not going to edit my videos like all these. I'll show you how it is. we'll let this get warmed up a minute. The battery on the camera is starting to die, so I'm gonna cut it out and put another battery in, and then we'll go to load testing with the saw and the vacuum. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. This thing's just purring away. Take a walk around inside the shop while this work runs. You know, it's one thing to show a machine running on wood gas. Hold on a minute, I'm going to rearrange this so that I can plug the shop into it. Set you guys down a minute. I'm kind of watching you do that. Alright, so these are machines that we're finishing up that are in the assembly process. Those there are shells that have been painted. And then this here is our paint staging rack. So all those parts are ready for paint. So we got a number of shells back there that got to be painted. So we're just wrapping up CNC process. Parts on the shelf ready for weld. These parts got to be cleaned, formed. So there's a lot of work involved, and because we got to knock all that slag off of all the parts. CNC machines ready to rock Monday. And then if you've watched some of our other videos earlier before we started, you know, this rack was full of steel. We're down to two sheets of 14 gauge, and we got 4 sheets left of the 16, which will be used for the kilns. These parts here are for the new kiln, and then the legs are up there still, so we got to cut all them. This here is a side project that we're doing. This here is a machine that's in final assembly, and then we have the power generators that we're building, which we are not going to offer. At least in this format. We might come out with a kit that you can kind of do it yourself, where we provide the chassis and everything to make an alternator generator. I've got actually kind of a prototype in here, but it's too small. I can see that here. Yeah, I guess I wasn't quite ready. Yeah, it's got junk on top of it. But that little 79cc engine is just too small. Huh, this battery is already dead. I think the batteries are dying, like literally. This was a freshly charged battery. Alright, so I guess I would get to it and do the load test here. But, you know, I kind of wanted to take some time to show you this stuff while this is running, to show you how stable this machine runs. Find another YouTube video of anyone showing this. You know, if their machines can't do this, don't buy it. And this isn't running on gasoline, it's running on wood gas. So I gotta take that load off. And get this done before the battery dies, hopefully. Alright, so this is quite a load. You know, this is 1800 watts just for the saw alone. And the vac is, you know, roughly half that. So about 2500 watts, 2600. Alright, so don't expect too much. It is just the 212. And if you need more power, then you need to go bigger. Which is good. You know, you really should have both, so that you have a backup. Because if something breaks, you know, if shit hits the fan, you know, you're definitely going to want to have redundancy, backups after backups after backups. So I'm going to turn the vacuum on. Try two this time. Saw blade is pretty old too, it's not very sharp, so it doesn't really care. This is oak. Take the vacuum load off and try two again. So, you know, it'll do it that long. It'll do that all day long. Alright, so run. Alright. So I had to switch over to my cell. Alright, so yeah, run time. On the 212 generator, I can get roughly 3.5, almost 4 hours run time on chips. Easily 4 hours on charcoal. I get asked this question all the time about refueling on the fly, and let's just see what happens when we open the lid. I don't know if it'll stall or not. Woo. So I guess if you're fast enough, you you probably could refuel this. But the thing is, it's got nearly a full hopper yet. Ooh, smoke in the eye. Alright, so let's say it did stall. Well, actually, what you really should do is just shut it down. Go do your business. Fill that hopper up. I mean, it literally takes seconds to do. Get the machine filled back up. Then all you have to do, turn the generator, switch back on, and you're going again. I really don't understand why that would be an issue to shut that off. If you're, I almost tripped over the kiln. You know, if you're out here filling it up, and what do you need electricity to do that for? So, but anyway. Alright, so yeah, I interrupted the processes there, so it changed things. It'll probably bounce back now. But you may have to do some fine-tuning as you do that, like I just did there. Not a big issue. So anyways, I hope this was informative. We'll be back with more videos, especially with this machine as things evolve with it. You know, right now, you know, these work great as manual machines. You don't need automation, like some others, like those machines there. You know, if you think you're gonna get an invert gasifier or a FEMA unit to run self-sustaining like this without automation, that ain't gonna happen. You just can't get over the physics. Where this is a free-flowing reactor, so this doesn't have those issues. Alright guys, till next time. Thanks.